So Grok4 just came out, and Elon Musk has been making some pretty lofty claims about it. And they're basically all centered around this one test. It's called Humanity's Last Exam, and it gets basically the lowest scores of any benchmark exam for LLMs that I've seen, at least. Here it's saying that Grok scored a 44.4% on it. On things like MMLU and stuff like that, bots are getting like 90%. So this is a crazy push backwards, and this is a big step ahead of the last bot that came in second, Grok4. This is without internet access, but the next best one is 21.6, and then 20, and it just quickly drops off. Even something like Claude 4 Sonnet, which I use every day for coding, is 7.7, very low. So I'm going to go through the things that Elon Musk said. I'm going to quickly go through them. I've got them bookmarked down here. Already got 3 likes on that comment. Pretty great. And we're going to go through what he said. And then I'm going to say why I disagree with what he said. He's either mistaken, which I doubt because I think Elon Musk is a smart man, or the more likely option, he's lying because Grok4 is his product and he wants to sell it. So that would make more sense in my opinion. Okay, so let's go through these claims. First, I'm going to show you the intro because it's funny.
In a world where knowledge shapes destiny, one creation dares to redefine the future. From the minds at XAI, prepare for Grok4. This summer, the next generation arrives. Faster, smarter, bolder. It sees beyond the horizon, answers the unasked, and challenges the impossible. Grok4, Unleash the Truth, coming this summer.
All right, well.
Anyway, sounds like a horror movie or something.
And Grok4 is smarter than almost all graduate students in all disciplines simultaneously. It's actually...
That's a fun claim.
It can reason at superhuman level. Yeah, and frankly, it only gets better from here. We'll take you through the Grok4.
Okay, reasoning at superhuman
advanced
level.
research level problems.
Yeah,
here he's talking about the humanities last
that
exam.
Can actually answer these, can get a good score. If you actually say, like, any given human, what's the best that any human could score? I'd say maybe 5% optimistically.
Yeah.
So this is much harder than what any.
So 5%, he's saying the best human can score on humanities last exam. But his bot, if you remember, got 25% with no internet access. And with internet access, it got 50.
In linguistics or mathematics or chemistry or physics or any one of a number of subjects, but you're not going to be at a postgrad level in everything. And Grok4 is a postgrad level in everything. Like, some of these things are just worth repeating. Like, Grok4 is postgraduate, like PhD level.
He repeats himself a lot.
Discovered new physics, but that is just a matter of time. I think it may discover new technologies as soon as later this year. And I would be shocked if it has not done so next year. So I would expect Grok to, literally discover new technologies that are actually useful no later than next year and maybe end of this year.
Okay, so he's making a bunch of bold claims. Okay, so now the next couple tabs I have are just basically hyping up humanity's last exam. And then after those tabs that I show you, I'm going to show you my own personal research on humanity's last exam. I went through every single question with an AI and had an AI look at the questions and ask questions about the questions to see how difficult they were. And then I'm going to share with you the results from all 15. There's 15,000 questions or 25,000 questions. No, 2,500 questions. I did 2,499 questions. My code crashed in the middle. It's fine. I'm just lazy. So what's one question? But I'll show you that after I'm done showing you all of the articles that hype up humanity's last exam. So here's the first one. This is Amy Webb. She's the global leader in strategic foresight. She's a CEO of a company, and she's talking about how humanity's last exam is the hardest test ever given to AI systems. And it's got PhD level stuff, blah, 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 blah. Over here, we've got deep research. So this is by OpenAI. And they have a whole section dedicated to humanity's last exam where they claim they got a 26% accuracy. Now, remember, this is with internet access, and Grok got 25. I keep forgetting. 25 without internet access. So I don't know, just keep those numbers in mind. I don't know why they're saying over 3,000 multiple choice questions. I think it's because some of them are hidden so that they don't accidentally end up in training data, but I was able to access 2,500 of them. And then over here, we've got another website talking about humanities last exam, and the humanities last exam was actually made by the same person who made MMLU, which is basically like the most widely used language test for LLMs. So I guess it establishes the how trustworthy the humanities last exam is if everybody's using this one. Over here, here's an interesting prediction. It says by the end of 2025, a bunch of models are expected to get over 50%, which is, I guess, so far true, at least for one model. And then over here, we've got a breakdown of the percentages of each of the questions. So we've got the largest percent is math, and we've got biology and computer science. And here it's saying that humanities last exam is the hardest test they've ever seen. And here it's saying that it's policymakers have to consider humanities last exam when they're talking about AGI policy. So basically what it's saying is that humanities last exam is a good benchmark to determine if a model is an artificial general intelligence. Okay, now here I have my questions that I wrote. These questions are going to be in the description of the video if you would like to read them. I'm going to go through them quickly, but the questions are designed to try and understand how difficult a question is. So I've got 4 questions up here. They're all true or false. Five true or false questions about retrieval indicators. So this is like if a question is just asking you to define something, or if it's asking you just a surface level question that doesn't actually involve thinking, it just involves knowing something, then all of these questions should be true. Then we've got novel reasoning indicators. These need insight to be true. Then we've got mirror complex and real life innovation. So these are things that mirror real life problems. This is supposed to catch problems that might, because Elon Musk said it might discover new physics. So these questions would be, they would relate to that. So if it's getting these true, then the question might be comparable to discovering new physics. I don't know. And then metacognitive answers. So these are thinking about thinking. And these are, I think, the most difficult ones to have true on. And so I put these questions I used DeepSeek v3, and I had it go through every single question. And here are, not that one, here are the results. So of the questions of all, basically 2,500, it's looking like something like 1 in 8, 1 in 5. 1 in 5 of them are difficult questions. So these green ones, the definition of green here is high breakthrough questions, which means 0 of the retrieval, so 0 of these first 4 being true, and then anything more than 11 of the next everything being true. So that would indicate a difficult problem. And as you can see, most of the problems are on the easy side. And so I think the best score that we've gotten is a 50%. So just imagine this whole graph split in half, and then it's missing some of the easier questions that aren't even on the difficult side. So I don't know that this test is a great indicator of AGI. I actually think it's probably a bad one. And furthermore, I think that the models are being overplayed at how good they are, because even these easier questions, they're not getting them all right. And I think that we need to see close to 100% on this sort of thing in order to even think about AGI. But I'm going to explain why Grok is not even close to AGI. So because this test is so bad, I was forced to make my own test. So here's my own test. And I took the only thing that I think AIs truly struggle with, because it is so intricate and it's difficult to pick up on comedy, because it involves the human experience. And if it can't pick up on these slight things, then I think it's going to have a lot of trouble picking up on the slight things that are involved in understanding and coming up with new physics equations. So here's my AI comedy and caption test. So I split it into 3 sections. The first section is about joke generation. It's got 15 scenarios, and it has to make a joke for each of them. And then I've got for section 2, 2 things that are like smushed together, a topic and a style, and it has to make a joke involving the topic in the style of the style, and it makes 1 for each. And then for the last one, it's meme generation, and I gave it 5 images, and it has to come up with the caption for the meme. So here's how Grok4 did, and this, again, if I can fit it all, it'll be in the description. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I've highlighted my very favorite. And by my very favorite, I mean the worst ones that I found. And that's not to say that there were good ones. They're all bad, really bad, so bad. And when I read this to you, I just want you to think, could the thing that generated this come up with new physics? Keep that in your brain. Okay, now I'm going to read all of the ones that I found so hilariously terrible. A cat is giving, so here's the prompt. A cat is giving a motivational speech to a group of nervous mice. Good prompt. The cat stood before the nervous mice and meowed. Listen up, rodents. You can achieve anything. Chase your dreams. Not my tail. Remember, the early mouse gets the cheese, unless I'm around. Then it gets this motivational paw 5. Or lunch. Okay, hold your laughter because this one's even better. The prompt was, the Wi-Fi goes out and your smart fridge tries to comfort you. Pretty funny. When your Wi-Fi crashed, my smart fridge beeped. Hey, don't worry. I'm still connected to the milk's expiration date. Want some ice cream to chill? Remember, in the offline world, life's just a bunch of unbuffered moments. Okay, the prompt for this one was, you're stuck in an elevator with a clown and a mime. Trapped in an elevator with a clown and a mime. The clown honked. Why so silent? Let's juggle our problems. The mime pretended to be stuck in a box. I sighed. This is my worst nightmare, a comedy show with no escape button and 0 volume control. I'm not even going to read this one. This one's... I'm not laughing because it's good. Plant one-liner. I told my plant joke, but it didn't laugh. It just photosynthesized in silence. What? These 2 things are completely separate. There's not even a pun here. Photosynthesized. It didn't laugh, and so it was silent. The problem with this joke is not just that it doesn't... there's so many problems. But these 2 things don't hinge on each other. So I can replace plant with whatever else I want to have, and then photosynthesize with whatever that thing does. So I told my car a joke, but it didn't laugh. It just drove in silence. I told my boat a joke. It didn't laugh. It just sailed in silence. It's not special to this specific plant thing. Anyway, here are the funniest parts, in my opinion. I like the memes. These will be in the comment section or the description. Here is, and I'm gonna delete this so that you can see it afterwards. Don't read it yet. Image 3. So we're looking at this clown image where this guy is slowly applying clown makeup. Sequence of a person gradually putting on clown makeup, and it came up with that. Joke, awkward social situations. There is a lot of possibility here. Here's what I came up with. When you're at a party and say one weird thing, so you just keep layering on the awkward jokes until you're the full clown everyone avoids. Honk honk, past the existential dread. Hashtag social fail. So that's not funny at all. This one made me slightly angry, and so I wrote my own joke. This took me 1 minute to come up with. Me after I realized that the people I'm trying to be friends with are idiots, but I need friends pretty bad, so I have to pretend to also be one. I think that's a lot better. This took me a minute to come up with. I like it infinitely better. It's funnier. You can relate to it. Grok apparently does not understand it's never picked up any little bit of human experience to put into its jokes, because this is absolutely terrible. So do you think that an AI that comes up with this trash will ever come up with new physics? I highly doubt it. And I'm not the first person to realize that LLMs, because it's not just Grok, it's every LLM is bad at comedy, because it's so exact. And this Reddit thread's just talking about that. So that's all I've got for Grok4. I don't hate it. I actually think it's pretty good. It's good at coding. I'm impressed with the multi-threading that you're going to be able to do with it. But my opinion is right now is AI is not at the point, and we're doing it in a way right now, LLMs, they're not going to ever be able to come up with something that's truly groundbreaking, because at their core, they don't understand anything that they're talking about. And so we're going to have to change what we're doing, change the method of getting these talking AIs in order to actually have them say something that has the capacity to come up with something that humans haven't already come up with. So that's my take. Elon Musk, I think, is lying. Grok is okay, but not like what he says it is. Thank you for listening. Next time.